At 81 years old, Denny McLain finally breaks his silence on the gambling and legal troubles that destroyed his Hall of Fame career. The last pitcher to win 30 games in a season now says he has no regrets about his controversial past. But his story reveals a darker truth about what happens when talent meets self-destruction. McLain was once baseball's golden boy. In 1968, he achieved something no pitcher has done since, winning 31 games in a single season. He won the MVP award and Cy Young Award that same year. He helped lead the Detroit Tigers to a World Series championship. Yet just 4 years later, he was out of baseball before his 29th birthday, banned and broken. Dennis Dale McLain was born in 1944 in Illinois. He showed incredible talent from a young age, playing both shortstop and pitcher in high school. But McLain wasn't just an athlete. He was also a skilled musician who learned to play the organ. This early success may have created a dangerous sense that everything came easy to him. The Chicago White Sox signed him as a free agent in 1962. His minor league debut was spectacular. He threw a no-hitter and struck out 16 batters in one game. The Detroit Tigers claimed him on waivers in 1963, and he made his major league debut that September at just 19 years old. His debut was remarkable. He allowed only one earned run, picked off 2 runners, and hit a home run, the only one of his career. This made him one of only 6 teenage pitchers since 1920 to hit a major league home run. The list includes Hall of Famers Don Drysdale and Jim Palmer. McLain quickly became Detroit's ace. He made his first All-Star team in 1966. By 1967, he was a key part of the Tigers' rotation, though his season ended with a controversial foot injury that teammates questioned. The 1968 season was McLain's masterpiece. He went 31-6 with a 1.96 ERA, becoming the last pitcher to win 30 games. Only 11 players had done this in the 20th century, with Dizzy Dean being the most recent in 1934, 34 years earlier. McLain's 30th win came on national television against Oakland on September 14th. His 31st win followed 5 days later in a game where he intentionally threw Mickey Mantle a home run pitch. The Tigers won 103 games and beat the Saints, the Louis Cardinals in the World Series. McLain won both the American League MVP and Cy Young Awards. Though he lost twice to Bob Gibson in the World Series, he won the crucial Game 6 as Detroit rallied to win the championship. The pressure of being the last 30-game winner became both his crowning achievement and an unbearable burden. The label followed him everywhere, creating expectations he could never meet again. McLain continued his dominance in 1969, going 24-9 and winning his second straight Cy Young Award. But warning signs were already there. His outspoken personality created constant conflicts with teammates, managers, and media. The workload was destroying his arm. In 1968, he pitched 336 innings with 28 complete games. In 1969, he threw 325 innings with 23 complete games. McLain later admitted to receiving 230 to 240 cortisone shots in his right shoulder during his career. He said the cortisone didn't cure anything. It just took away inflammation so he could keep pitching. This practice came at a severe cost. His rotator cuff is now severed, and he lives with constant pain. The extensive cortisone use directly contributed to ending his career early. McLain's lifestyle also hurt his performance. He reportedly drank a case of Pepsi daily and gained about 10 pounds of fat each year. By the time his career ended at 29, he looked 45 years old. Speaking of legendary baseball moments like McLain's historic 1968 season, you can watch today's greatest games live with Fubo. Fubo gives you access to all the major sports networks in one place, making it easy to catch every pitch and every play. Whether you want to see the next potential 30-game winner or follow your favorite team, Fubo has you covered. Just before the 1970 season, Sports Illustrated and Penthouse magazines published explosive articles about McLain's alleged gambling activities. Sports Illustrated claimed his 1967 foot injury wasn't accidental. It was inflicted by an organized crime figure who stomped on his foot as punishment for an unpaid bet. McLain gave contradictory statements to Commissioner Bowie Kuhn. He admitted investing $15,000 in a bookmaking business in Michigan with partners linked to the Syrian mob. He claimed his partners reneged on him, so he withdrew his support. But oddly, he also admitted loaning $10,000 to one partner to help pay off a $46,000 debt to gambler Edward Voshin. McLain denied meeting mobster Tony Giacalone and maintained his foot injury was accidental. These contradictory statements showed a pattern of evasiveness and an attempt to minimize his involvement. Commissioner Coons suspended McLain until July 1, 1970, effectively half the season. Coons' official report concluded McLain was a victim of a confidence scheme with no direct involvement in bookmaking that affected games. Coons' decision was widely seen as a whitewash by reporters and teammates. Player Representative Jim Price expected either a much longer suspension or none at all if McLain was truly innocent. Dick McAuliffe famously said, "If Denny's innocent, it should be nothing. If he's guilty, then this is not enough." After being reinstated in July, McLain struggled on the mound and his behavior got worse. In August, he was suspended for a week by the Tigers for dousing 2 Detroit sports writers with buckets of ice water. Before that suspension ended, Commissioner Coons discovered McLain had carried a gun on a team flight, leading to his banishment for the rest of the 1970 season. The 1970 season marked McLain's dramatic collapse. After 2 Cy Young seasons, his record plummeted to 3.5 with a 4.63 ERA in only 14 appearances. This rapid decline is considered one of the most infamous post-Cy Young disasters in baseball history. Traded to Washington in 1971, McLain's troubles continued. He argued with manager Ted Williams and faced more suspensions. That season, he posted a 10-22 record, a mark for losses not touched since in the American League. McLain was out of Major League Baseball before his 29th birthday, just 4 years after his historic 31-win season. His arm was ruined, his reputation destroyed, and his future uncertain. McLain's problems only got worse after baseball. He filed for bankruptcy in 1970, listing debts of $446,069 against assets of just $413. He would file for bankruptcy again in 1977. His business ventures all failed. He invested in big-screen televisions, operated a bar, and opened medical clinics. He managed the minor league Memphis Blues, which went bankrupt. He purchased a radio network in Lansing, which also went bankrupt, leading to lawsuits for over $500,000 in back payments. Driven by what he called a need for quick bucks and competitive adrenaline, McLain turned to more serious crimes. While working for a financial services company in Tampa, he engaged in loan sharking and bookmaking. His schemes became more audacious, including smuggling a fugitive out of the country in his airplane for $160,000. In March 1984, the Justice Department indicted McLain on charges of racketeering, extortion, and cocaine trafficking. He was convicted and sentenced to 23 years in federal prison. However, 30 months later, an appeals court overturned the conviction on procedural grounds. The government decided not to retry the case. McLain's legal troubles weren't over. In 1996, at age 52, he was charged with stealing over $3 million from the pension fund of the defunct Pete Packing Company in Michigan. Prosecutors alleged McLain and associates purchased the plant, appointed themselves trustees, then converted $3,600,000 for personal use. Today, at 81 years old, McLain remains active on platforms like Cameo, offering personalized video messages to fans. He lists himself as a pitcher, organist, speaker, radio host, husband, father of 4, and grandfather of 8. His Cameo videos are highly rated, with fans praising his detailed stories from the 1968 season and anecdotes about teammates like Alkaline and Mickey Lalich. This suggests he's still trying to control his narrative and capitalize on his baseball legacy. In recent interviews, McLain offers a surprising perspective on his tumultuous past. He states, "I've had a great life, no regrets." He expresses frustration that some of the very old stuff comes back and hurts my family. He asserts, "I know the truth about what happened. It may not all be pretty, but I can live with it." McLain's assertion of no regrets, despite well-documented legal convictions, reveals a complex psychological state. This stance suggests either deep denial or a personal truth that differs significantly from the public record. His downfall wasn't due to one factor, but a complex mix of physical decline from overuse and cortisone treatments, a confrontational personality, and consistent involvement in illegal activities. McLain's legacy remains a significant what-if in baseball history, a lament for the Hall of Fame career that could have been overshadowed by racketeering, embezzlement, and drug charges. His story serves as a potent reminder of how personal choices can destroy professional success. What do you think about McLain's claim that he has no regrets? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe for more deep dives into sports legends' complicated lives.